They told us the Zarin didn't feel love, that they were genetically engineered war forms, born in zero-G womb pods, given no names, just designations. Tactical, biological, efficient, but she had a name, Valicera, and in her voice, there was something not even command could explain. Emotion. The field was scorched. Electrostatic ash still danced over the craters. My biosuit crackled with damage indicators. And she was on her knees, defeated, barely alive, but still proud. Her skin shimmered, not with sweat, but with heat-reactive chromatophores built into her flesh. Her blood wasn't red. It was iridescent like liquid prism. I pointed my phase blade at her throat. Then she looked up, and everything I thought I knew about the enemy melted in her eyes. "Don't kill me, human," she said, voice trembling like a disrupted waveform. "If you spare me, I'll be yours. Forever. My name is Rivenholt, Cybernetics Officer, Earth Defense Fleet. I've fought 13 border conflicts. I've recalibrated anti-photon fields mid-combat. I've seen plasma burn holes through reinforced graphite shields. I don't believe in magic, but she made me question that. When I brought her back to the station, I coded her as a biological AI interface. Technically not against protocol. They ran scans. Every single one said the same thing. She wasn't a machine. She wasn't human, but she was alive. A complex mesh of organic quantum computing and living mycelial matrices. Her brain structure pulsed with active neutrino resonance. She spoke perfect Earth standard by day 3. "You're watching me like I'm an equation," she said, one evening in the med bay. "You don't trust that I feel." "I trust data," I replied. "Then measure this," she said, reaching across the bioglass. Her pulse spiked. Mine followed. Both vitals synced on the screen. Emotion has an energy signature, too. I had no answer. She should have been a prisoner. But instead, we talked. Every day, she told me the Zarin didn't evolve. They were built, bioengineered by a long-dead race called the Kavnal. Every emotion they had was once coded. But with enough time, code mutates. Feeling crept in like a virus. We were weapons, she said. Then we began to dream. She stared at the stars outside the viewport, like someone trying to remember a lullaby she was never taught. "Do you dream?" she asked me once. "Only of things I can't fix." She smiled. "Maybe I'm one of them." Weeks passed. I hid her algorithmic trace from command, built her a false ID in the central core, taught her Terran music. She liked analog jazz, said the distortion felt alive. And then one night, she reached out to me across the dark. "I've studied your neurochemistry," she whispered. "I know when a human falls in love." My heart slammed. I ran the math. And it's mutual, isn't it? I didn't say yes. I didn't have to. Our vitals synced again. And this time, it was an experiment. She told me her kind had one last protocol. The entanglement right. A genetic lock. One willing partner. One binding interface. Lifelong. Irreversible. "You could die," I said. "We all die," she replied. "But I'd rather choose who I'd die for." When our palms touched, the nanothreads activated. Bioneural fibers laced our skin. Her runes pulsed in time with my heartbeat. The quantum link was complete. We were now partially entangled. Our thoughts bled into one another. Not completely, not overwhelming, but enough to feel her, even when she was silent. And she wasn't silent that night. Peace talks crumbled days later, but not because of us. A deep space anomaly breached near Saturn's orbit. Signal analysis showed impossible frequency bands, tachyon screams, phase echoes from an extinct dimension. Not Zarin, not human, something else. Vala's face went pale the second the waveform hit the station. "I know that signal," she whispered. "It's the architects, the ones who made us." She grabbed my wrist. "They're not creators anymore. They're collectors." "Of what?" "Species, cultures, emotion. They absorb it until nothing is left." The fleet scrambled, but the architects were already inside our systems, speaking through corrupted code and hijacked visual feeds. Valley activated her stored memory engrams, fragments her people had hidden from the war. She showed me lost schematics, dormant resonance disruptors, hidden failsafe gates, old science that we humans had barely scratched the surface of. "I need to go," she said, eyes dim with sorrow. "If they breach Soul's core, Earth's emotional field will become a beacon." A beacon for what? For harvest. I stood in front of the Fleet Tribunal, begged them to listen. She knows things we don't. She's bonded to me. I trust her. That should mean something. They let her go, but only because I agreed to go with her. We launched aboard a hybrid skimmer built from both Earth and Zarin tech. She called it the Vow engine. Said its propulsion wasn't fuel-based. It was intent-based. Emotion drives waveform alignment. She explained mid-flight. If we go into this void hollow, logic will fail. You must want to return to survive it. Is love enough? She looked at me then, tears like mercury. It's the only thing they can't consume. Inside the void, physics fractured. Time folded. I saw myself old, young, dead, alive. I saw her dissolve and rebuild 1,000 times. She kept whispering to me, even when her body flickered like broken hologram static. "Stay focused. Stay with me." I screamed. She sang. Somewhere in the chaos, our bond stabilized. The field of collapse reversed. We were still us. And in that unspace, we sent a pulse, made of music, memory, and feeling. Her dream of stars. My dream of her. The architects recoiled and vanished. We came back changed. Both of us. She bleeds red now, and I dream in her language. We live quietly now, on a Lagrange station orbiting Europa. No rank, no war, just us. She grows Terran flowers in zero-G gardens. She hums jazz when she works. Sometimes when I touch her hand, I can still feel the bond pulse, like a quiet, living tether. And when I look at her, I remember that day on the battlefield, when she knelt in the dirt, when she offered everything, not for power, not for mercy, but for love.